European troops arrived in Greenland as President Trump doubles down on his calls for the U.S. to control the Danish territory. Soldiers from NATO countries, including France, Germany, Sweden, and Norway, have deployed to the island in a show of support for Denmark. I want to bring in former U.S. Ambassador to Denmark, Rufus Gifford. Thank you so much for joining us again. What's the likelihood that the U.S. will actually attempt to use military force to take Greenland?
Well, I got to say, Lindsay, that one, thank you for having me back. I like to believe that the odds are very, very low. I do think they're continuing to get lower. Ultimately, what we're seeing, and I'm very grateful for this, is not only the strength from our unified strength from our European counterparts, our European allies, but we're also seeing some meaningful action in Congress. You're seeing bipartisan initiatives. You had Republican Congressman John Bacon just today, or I believe it was today, saying that any use of the military in Greenland would be impeachable, and there'd be a lot of Republicans to support that. So I think the odds are mercifully and gratefully quite low.
Greenland is, of course, a member of NATO through Denmark. What happens to NATO if Trump attempts to take over Greenland?
I think, Lindsay, this is it's unprecedented in every way. The alliance was not set up for this. The alliance was not set up in any way to build in some sort of provision where one country, one ally attacks another. So it is very, very hard to see a scenario where NATO survives, in its current formation at least, were the United States to take hostile action against Greenland. I just can't see that.
Trump insists Russia and China will take the country over if the U.S. does not. What do you make of those accusations?
It's the statements are reckless and clueless, Lindsay, and I feel very strongly about this. And there's three reasons why the national security argument is so flawed. The first one is, look, if, God forbid, Greenland were attacked by an adversary, Article 5 of NATO would be invoked, and the entire alliance, including the United States, would be compelled to respond. The second thing is, of course, and this has been wildly reported, reported for the last few weeks, is that we, if we wanted to, could build any military base that we wanted on Greenland. We used to have 17 military bases there. Now we only have one. And the third is that I just think it's a ridiculous argument that any weakening of the NATO alliance, which is what is happening now, would in any way be good for American national security. In fact, it would only empower our largest adversaries in the world, in Russia and China.
As you know, Denmark is a major ally of the U.S. and an important trading partner. As someone who's lived in the country, how are Danes reacting to the U.S. threat?
Well, I think, Lindsay, the best word to use is heartbroken. We are their most important ally in the world. And to hear the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, mock them over and over again, call them bad allies. So I think now it's building into a considerable anger. And I don't blame them. I mean, this is a country that fought and died alongside all of us in places like Afghanistan. They lost more people per capita than any country in the world other than us. And they deserve to be treated with respect, with truth, with honesty.
Rufus Gifford, so appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anytime, Lindsay. Thank you.